We live. I literally hate this.
Back and stupid.
Exactly.
We're here, bitch. We're here, bitch. We won.
My God
is an awesome God. He reigns from heaven above with his
the power and love. My God is an awesome God. Hey, the heaven above we glory.
I don't know the lyrics,
When
baby.
we were victorious.
Go.
He took away the fear.
Go.
We delivered us. There ain't no stopping us. Devil, Rylie, there ain't no stopping us.
There ain't no stopping us, bitch. No one more.
my
No
God.
one more.
Ooh,
The wicked. Let us be glad.
let us be grateful.
Let us rejoice the fire that goodness could subdue the wicked workings of you know who. Like, we're here.
Yeah, we won. So this was the perfect scenario that nobody knew about. That should be the name of a Tubi movie. The perfect scenario that nobody
no one
knew
about.
Mm.
I would watch it.
Mm.
I would watch it.
Mm.
Like, we really motherfucking won. Like, I don't think anyone expected Mickey to win that blockbuster.
Oh!
Like, we all thought Mickey was motherfucking
Gone.
gone.
I thought she was dead.
Done in this bitch.
In the living
like,
dirt.
even the game was moving forward
Without her.
and
left her behind. No one expected it. And it's because you never know what the fuck that blockbuster is going to be. When Julie revealed that blockbuster, Lee, what did you text me?
I said, I think Mickey finna win.
And what happened?
And Mickey motherfucking won.
Are you?
I think I'm sorry. That's so Lee. It's the future I can see. That's so Lee.
It's the future you can
And
see.
I also tweeted, I think something bad is going to happen. And that's because I thought Mickey was going to win and then Morgan will go home. Because going into the vote, we were unsure what Ava and Vince and Mickey was going to do.
Yep.
So I truly thought that if Mickey won, Morgan was going home.
Yep.
So when she won, I was like, damn, I'm happy.
Yep.
But now we have to deal with Rylie being here.
Right.
But guess the fuck what?
He's the fuck gone.
They locked.
Woo!
Hello? Oh no.
Woo!
What's wrong?
Somebody mic unplugged. It's yours. Hello?
Oh, it was mine.
Yours is unplugged. Yours is unplugged. Yours is unplugged. What you do? You hit it a little bit? We gotta be real sensitive with this shit, y'all. Yeah. We back! Hello? We was gagging. That's all y'all need. That's all y'all missed.
How long were we gone? Hello? I
Right.
don't think I'm back.
Did y'all hear what we were saying about Mickey?
Wait. I don't think I'm back.
You're not. Go, talk.
Hello?
We back? Talk again.
Hello? Can y'all hear me?
Okay, we here. They said we been gone.
CBS was trying to get us out of here.
They were mad.
And y'all can't be mad. But no, literally, I don't know what y'all heard, but I was saying, no shade, Mickey's application is pending approval.
Oh my God, that's why your mic went out. Why did you say that?
Oh my God.
Mickey's application never needs to be back approved. Y'all, that entire time we were muted, it was Lee talking about how he might stand, or Mickey's application might be back for clientele. And that was the problem.
She was a client.
She shouldn't be.
She started acting the fool.
You know how God just got you?
All I'm saying is Mickey locked the fuck in. Because truly, I thought Vince and Ava would be the votes. I truly thought Vince and Ava would lock in. Yeah. I thought Mickey would be the reason why we had a bad outcome. And the fact that she locked in the most,
she did.
I don't know. I don't know.
This is what I will say about Mickey. I was not necessarily expecting her to vote to keep Rylie. However, when she did that, it's just not now. This is my thing. This is the thing about Mickey. She doesn't need anything from me. Mickey has God on her side. The fact that she even won the damn. Which one? Us. The fact that you gotta turn it down or something. Because it's right in the mic. Okay, boom. But the fact that Mickey literally won the actual thing was God. And she has God on her side. No, what she has is overconfidence on her side, because she literally this entire week kept saying she's not going home, and she was operating as if she wasn't even on the block, which is insane. But that's honestly like that works out for people.
That's what's happening with Keanu, and I think that is what's happening with Mickey in general. Yep. Like there was a period of the game where Mickey kind of was in the center during her HOH, and I think like if you're delusional enough, you can manifest greatness for yourself. Yep. Everyone should just be delusional.
You should.
Everyone should just be a little delusional.
You should operate as if you're already safe. And Mickey told Morgan that the other day. She was like, well, I'm going to leave the room because you're being negative, and I don't need to operate on negativity, because if I want to stay, I need to operate as if I'm already still in the game. I am in the game. It's manifest. It works for people I know in real life. It works when in the game. Every time in the game, people act as if they're safe. It like ends up working out. I remember Taylor Hell, not to compare Mickey to Taylor Hell, but I remember with Taylor Hell, she would be on the block, but she would still be talking game with like Amira and a list, like bitches who hated her. She would talk game with them as if she wasn't even on the block. And it really works out because people start, I guess the world, the universe, sometimes it just works in your favor because you're operating on that. But I think Mickey was confident going into the blockbuster where you could see Rylie was nervous. Why did Rylie buzz in?
Yeah, let's talk about that competition. So it was what would you call that?
They do it all the time. It's the luck kind of roll the ball into the whole thing. So there's a bunch of numbers and you have to roll your bar far, and the farther you get it rolled, it falls into a higher number.
Now, right? Rylie, he hit 29 first.
He did.
I thought, I'm happy about this. Mm-hmm. Mickey will just go home. Morgan will stay. Exactly. We have the split game.
Exactly.
Because I had already accepted that Rylie is not going home.
Exactly.
Just like I had already accepted that Zach may not go home.
Exactly.
Like, it's so insane the fact that we had back-to-back eliminations of people who were considered the most liked in the house.
Isn't it surprising?
What if Vince go home next week?
You know what's crazy? Every single eviction has been in a way, either it shouldn't have happened or it was just surprise. Every time it's like, this shouldn't have happened. Even when Zay went home, Vince, Zach, all of them wanted Zay to stay. How did he go? Right, girl. How did he go home? When Amy went home, Jimmy was HOH. How the fuck did that happen? When Mickey was HOH, Jimmy went home. How the fuck did that happen? When Adrian went home, Lauren was HOH. How the fuck did that happen? Zach going home. How the fuck did that happen? Rylie going home. I don't know if God touched the shoulder of every person in that house and said, this is what's going to happen, and we're just going to have to deal with it. Because at first I was like, I don't like this, but with Zach, I was like, you know what?
No, that's the only bad week was Mickey's week.
Right.
I didn't give a fuck about Amy leaving.
Nope.
I didn't give a fuck about Zay leaving. Didn't give a fuck about Adrian.
Yep.
Didn't give a fuck about Zach.
Nope.
Don't give a fuck about.
I'm actually celebrating Zach and Rylie.
Literally.
Back to back, we got them white men. Oh, was Zach not white? But we got them men who were just generally. That's the thing. Zach and Rylie, two social players who everyone liked for no reason. And this is why I don't necessarily. It could happen to Vince because this season is happening. But specifically with Zach and Rylie, they were not good players. They were truly only benefiting from their likability that was not necessarily earned.
Yeah.
And we saw this. This is the perfect season for players like that to watch, because we've seen them time and time again kind of benefit off of it. Mm-hmm. And this is the first time we've seen them not benefit off of it. Even in BB25, Matt made Final 2 off of kind of a similar kind of energy. He just was liked for no reason in a way. And now Zach, although he was liked for no reason, he still got voted out. Rylie, although he was liked for no reason, he still got voted out. And it's like, honestly, thank God, because we need to stop awarding these people for not playing the game actively in this cast, whether they should or not, because no shade, should they have evicted?
But you know what, though? I think that's just a new era in general. I feel like if you follow all of the seasons since the BIPOC rule, it has been harder for those type of players. Mm-hmm. Even someone like Matt in BB25 went all the way to Final 2 and lost.
Yeah, he did lose.
Damn near unanimously.
He did lose.
So it's like, you cannot play this game off of privilege anymore.
Yeah.
You have to put in some type of work or you're not going to motherfucking win, period. And I just really love what we saw. So in the blockbuster, Rylie got to 29.
Yep.
And then he had the 29 and
he was waiting to press his button.
Out of nowhere, we see Morgan get her 29.
Morgan gets 29.
So she goes to lock in.
Because I think in Morgan's mind, she saw they had the same, and she was like, if I lock in first, I win.
Whole time, Mickey got 38.
People on Twitter were like, no way Morgan could have saw Mickey's. So they see why Morgan did it. But Rylie was in the middle, so he could have saw both. So after Mickey was locked in with 35, I think, whatever it was, and then Morgan was locked in with 29, and she locked in earlier than Rylie.
Yeah.
I don't know why Rylie didn't continue going, because either he thought, that's the thing, even if him and Morgan tied, she pushed the button first. So he would have lost to Morgan. That's the thing. Rylie was third place in that motherfucking blockbuster. He had no sense to him.
And then he locked in last.
He literally walked. They were already standing there posing, because you saw Mickey posing.
Because Mickey knew she had it, bitch.
Very much so. But after they were locked in, he slowly walked and locked in after. It was a whole minute. Because he's stupid. He is stupid. And
we can go ahead and slide into the eviction breakdown.
Let's get into it.
Rylie, he comes into the game, not doing much at all.
Refusing to have meetings with the one alliance in the game, the heavy hitters. So much so to where they literally removed him from the heavy hitters and replaced him with Mickey. He was so inactive strategically. People literally were getting annoyed with the fact that he was not talking to them strategically. They just simply liked him, which is why he was able to kind of skate by.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And we saw during the Mickey's HOH, she did so much work to try and protect him, which I think started this energy around the showmans of, we can't target the showmans. We can't go after Catherine because Rylie will be mad. And it felt like this energy that just would not break.
It was.
Even this week going into it, we thought someone like Mickey may be the target, like Vince may be the target. It wasn't until Lauren thought she could play in Rachel Riley's face and think wouldn't get no backlash. Like, honestly, like I said, once again, Lauren fucking up has gotten us a great result. Because her playing with Rachel got Rylie put up when that video was used, and then she locked it on sending Rylie home. And the reason why Rylie went home is because we've said it, he hasn't been cultivating these relationships. People liked him because they were either scared of his showman and felt like they couldn't touch him, or because they just thought he would be beneficial for their game. There was so much work put in this week by Rachel, by Morgan, by Ashley and Will to make sure that they had the votes to keep Mickey or Morgan. And Mickey winning was the best case scenario, because I do not think Vince or Ava would have flipped their votes.
They would have
like,
no reason to.
Everything happened so perfectly, and that's why I love the blockbuster. That's why I love these equitable comps, because it gives us these outcomes you do not expect. Like, the reason why Rylie went home is because of the events that took place. It's like the veto had to be used. Mickey had to win blockbuster. It had to be next to Morgan. Like, so very much specific. Happened correct. And it just feels like divine. It feels like he's supposed to go home.
He was supposed to go home.
Because literally, if Lauren just not had used the veto or even told her in advance, Rylie would not have went up and went home.
And let's talk about that Lauren decision more, because on the Tuesday live feed recap and player rating we did, I mentioned I don't think the decision Lauren made with the veto was smart, because Vince would have stayed regardless, in my opinion, and Rylie was a little bit more at risk. And look what the fuck happened. It's like, if both of those are your allies, what should you have really done when it comes to where the votes lie? And look what happened. Lauren probably shouldn't have used the veto, because now her side of the house is kind of fucked up. Now her people are literally going home. Rylie just went home. Catherine, Kelly, and Keanu aren't valued, and they're not really great allies for her. So honestly, it really goes back to that decision where it's like, honestly, Lauren, you probably shouldn't have necessarily done it. And Rylie, another reason he went home, back to why he is getting literally evicted, the eviction breakdown, he encouraged Lauren to use the veto because he was so cocky, overly confident without putting in any of the work. He's like, girl, just use the veto, just use it. Catherine was damn near begging her not to.
He literally was like, oh yeah, Ashley or Ava would just go up. It shows how he knew nothing about the actual structure of this game. I'm so happy that he went home, because you have players like Will, Ashley, Rachel, Morgan, Mickey, Vince working their ass off. And then you have Lauren, Kelly, Rylie, Catherine on vacation.
All of that.
Keanu in delusional land.
All of that.
Like, I'm so happy that someone who was going to be a big force in this game, if Rylie had gotten to the end game or even to jury, there is a high chance he would have been in the end game. Same with Zach. 100%. And I'm so happy that these players are being taken out, because it's really going to keep opening up this game. Like, honestly, we keep complaining about no structure. I'm happy we don't have no structure, because it's really opening up the field for these voting block situations. Like, people are voting in their best interest, not based off an alliance that they're with. And I just really, really love that. I mean, can we talk about how
What's tea?
Low-key, shout out to Morgan. Morgan did a lot of good work this week. She got back in good with Rachel, Ashley, Will, and Ava to an extent. Ava just saved her. They created the judges with Vince included. And I would argue that her being so up Vince and Zach's ass for weeks is what saved her 100%, here. If Morgan 100%. Had not been the male-centered woman we all hated her for, she would be sitting at home and Rylie would be in this game.
She would be home.
Thank God.
Thank God that Morgan's male-centered.
Thank God.
We needed it.
Thank God.
And honestly, and that's the thing about Morgan. I always was annoyed with the way she was playing the game, but I never ever thought she should drop Vince and Zach. I always felt like they honestly were working with her and they honestly would stay loyal to her at the end. And Vince did, although it was rocky, bitch. Vince, at the end of the day, not only did Vince save her with his vote, he also voted with Ava to help save her. Morgan's relationship with Vince helped her get Ava's vote as well because she wasn't really getting it on her own. Like she really, and her relationship with Mickey. Mickey is nearly in love with Rylie. It was to the point where Mickey was campaigning for Rylie damn near over herself.
Literally.
So the fact that Morgan was still able to get Mickey's vote and Ava's vote and Vince's vote, Morgan is low-key that girl. And that's the thing.
You had a hot take.
I had a hot take. And at the beginning of the game, I was always high on Morgan. She kind of went real low down. But last week, I was like, honestly, Morgan can bounce back if Zach goes home. I could really, really see it. And I feel like, let's pull up the cast.
Let's pull up that Castiana, mama.
That's what y'all ask us some questions in the chat. We'll answer them right after this, honey. Okay? Well, I do that. But yes, Morgan is now, well, really, we got to remove Rylie. Hold on. We got to remove Rylie because he's out. So we can really get an idea, a concept of what this is looking like.
Bye. Oh, I'm so happy to remove this man. Bye, like Rylie. When I tell y'all, I never in a million years thought we would get Rylie out this early. Like Zach was a gag, but baby, this is a fucking gag. Ding dong, the witch is fucking dead. Like this is about to be an entirely new layout of this game.
It is. So we have this 4-person group. That's the group. Now that Rylie is gone. This is the issue. They don't really trust Keanu. But they might need him. It kind of depends on what happens with Vince. Let's talk about the Vince thing.
Well, I do want to say real quick with Keanu. Keanu is also very male-centered.
He is.
The only reason why he was so connected to this side is because of Rylie. He 100%. Doesn't have Lauren and Catherine do not talk to Keanu. They do not like him. Neither does Kelly. As far as conversations, I just think naturally that they're not going to continue because there's no man to keep him interested.
Exactly. The truth is that Keanu's main final 3 was Rylie and Vince. This is the issue. Keanu's going to be very mad that Vince, I forgot there was 2 of them. He's going to be very mad that Vince voted out Rylie. But this is the thing. You remember with Rachel nominated Rylie and Keanu was very mad at Rachel, but he didn't turn on Rachel. He actually tried to tell the group, he was like, hey y'all, Rachel didn't mean to do it, So in my mind, I'm thinking he's probably going to be very mad at Vince once again, but is Keanu going to turn on Vince for Lauren, who doesn't talk to him, Kelly, who doesn't talk to him, Catherine, who doesn't talk to him? I don't know because Keanu hasn't done that yet. The entire season, Vince has been playing in his face, talking shit about him, wanting him out, doing votes against him all season, and he's still with him. Like, he's still actually working with him up until this point. So I wonder if he's actually going to stay with him or not. Who really knows? I don't think Vince is going to pick. And also with Lauren. Vince has the final 2 with Lauren, and I think she might be upset or she might be annoyed as well, but she kind of needs him. Keanu kind of needs him. Who is Keanu going to work with? Will? Ashley, Morgan, they don't really like him. Who is Lauren going to work with? Will, Ashley, Morgan, Ava, they don't really like him. So I honestly don't think Vince is ass out because he kind of has the judges because Vince is actually in the judges. Ava isn't in the judges. Vince is actually in the judges, and Vince is actually in the alliance with That's the Group.
Ava is an affiliate of the judges. She's not in it. With this vote, she's kind of solidified on this side. She has a relationship with Rachel. She has a relationship with Mill. She just saved Morgan. She still has a relationship with Mickey. So she is more on this side. I think one of the main reasons why she was so attracted to that side is Rylie and Lauren. Exactly. She has no connection with Kelly. She barely likes Vince. She doesn't talk to Catherine.
And you know why? What you just said? The other reason that Mickey was attracted to this group was also Rylie. Everyone was only attracted to this group because of Rylie. Mickey was only because of Rylie. Ava was only because of Rylie. Honestly, and Lauren. And Keanu was only because of Rylie. Mickey is now way more on this side as well. Mickey doesn't like Catherine. She hates Kelly. She hates Keanu. And she actually hates Lauren.
Rylie leaving is one of the best things.
It's the best
for so many people in this game.
Because the truth is, it's really kind of all 6 of these people, Vince is affiliated with them versus really kind of 4 people, which is why they need Vince, which is why I don't think they can they can't nominate Vince, or they wouldn't be smart to. And they might just be dumb and do that, but they wouldn't be smart to because it's technically 4 versus 7. Really? Yeah. Because Vince is going to lock in with Ava, lock in with Morgan and Mickey, how he always has been, and kind of try to work that angle. And then these other flops, if they don't win HOH, all 4 of them are going to be nominated next week.
Most likely.
If anyone else wins HOH, they're nominating
unless Mickey somehow wins.
Unless Mickey, but Mickey is so anti-Keanu, but she's so weird. Because she might put up Rachel. Mickey might still put up Rachel.
Mickey's so damn weird. We don't need her to win. Thank God her thick ass is not winning the wall.
Honestly.
Y'all, Mickey body is so damn T.
Isn't it T?
Y'all saw her T.
We saw her. The only thing I hate about Mickey, she always wearing that damn pink. I'm so sick of the pink. Have you seen
She looked good in it. But she said that preseason. She was like, I love women, femininity. I always wear pink.
Be feminine in light blue, right? Be feminine in purple. She wears purple sometimes too. I don't like that either. I'm so sick of the pink. Did you see that picture of Libby from Jimmy Neutron?
Yes.
They said Libby or Rango. Who's going home? Neither. Oh, Rango went home.
Bye, Rango.
Amen. But no, honestly, Mickey, it just gives cartoon character that she wears the same color every day. It honestly bothers the fuck out of me. But she looks so good. Her body was so good.
Body is T down. We saw that body. We said she winning.
Body is T down.
We said she winning.
Body is T down. Now this is the fear. A lot of the times when people get blindsided and they get on that wall, they lock the fuck in. Jared from Big Brother 25, Izzy had just went home, and he's not big and he's clearly very strong, but he's a little thicker. Like he's not the body type that usually wins the wall. Jared, when Izzy went home, Jared said, "Bitch, I'm doing this for my mama." My mama. That's my mama though. But that's my mama.
Y'all can tweet to y'all blue in the face.
That's my mama.
And she can have whatever she wants.
Cause that's my mama. So yeah, he stayed on that motherfucking wall. And Catherine, maybe even Lauren.
That's why I said we better hope.
Maybe even Kelly.
We gotta help the white girls don't lock in.
The white girls may lock in. Rachel can't play in the wall. Will maybe, but he's up there. Mm-hmm. So we don't know about Will. Ava flop ass can't even stand up straight. So Mickey big booty ass. It might be just too damn big. Morgan, Ashley. I can't even say Vince. Morgan and Ash, because Vince should throw it, honestly. Yeah. Well, maybe they'll be too mad. Maybe he shouldn't throw it, just in case they mad.
I don't think Vince throws anything.
You think he'd be lying?
I think he just sucks.
Real. I think he might have tried to throw one comp, but not that many. If
I had to guess, I don't think Kelly will last that long. Lauren is actually someone who is more fit in her regular life. She's a fan. She won OTEV,
and in her diary room on the episode, she was like, when Mickey whispered to her, throw it, she said, bitch, she didn't say bitch, but this is what she should have said if she was country. She said, bitch, I'm a super fan, not like you. You think I'm throwing OTEV? Lauren is, but what she really said was, I'm a super fan. I'm not throwing OTEV. So I can see her sticking to that wall out of fandom alone.
Look, I need Morgan to lock the fuck in. You have been talking about winning the wall all season. Fucking season, Morgan.
This is what I will say. The wall is about core strength. Have you seen Morgan's body? Bitch, she has abulars. She has abdomens. She has abs down. So honestly, I can see her naturally just whooping the fuck out of them. And she has a Taylor Hell build, and Taylor Hell won the wall as well. Like, she has that same stature. She's kind of muscular. She's not just skinny. Lauren's kind of skinny white girl.
Okay, so let's kind of do some predictions, girl, because I don't know if you saw, but we need to keep it going.
I know, that's right.
But
what's the predictions? What do you think?
So if Lauren were to win, someone in the chat said Lauren would still do Keanu. I agree with that. And if Keanu was nominated, especially as the final nominee, the votes would be there, no?
But this is my thing.
She also may do Kelly.
Would Vince tell Lauren to do?
But in here, it depends. Because the only time we've seen Vince actively push something is to get video used on him.
100%.
When the last time Lauren was HOH, he wouldn't even tell her to put up Ashley. And that was the most simplest thing. She begged him to tell her what to do, and he refused. So he considers all options. I could see Vince being like, look at the board. I can see Vince being like, do we want to piss off Rachel, Will, Ashley, Morgan, Ava, and Mickey?
That's true. So, but this is the thing. She has to put up at least one of them, which is probably Mickey, right?
Mickey, for sure.
If she just does Mickey, Keanu, and Kelly, is she that stupid? I would think
she put up Adrian and didn't want him to go home.
She did put up Adrian.
She was told Rylie would be the renom, and she didn't want him to go home, yet still used the veto.
So let's pretend Lauren is all of a sudden not stupid and not passive and not weak, and Vince isn't weak either. Let's say she was smart. Which three would she put up?
Rachel, Ashley, and Mickey.
Rachel, Ashley, and Mickey, because Vince can pull in Morgan, Vince can pull in Ava. She kind of has a relationship with them, and Will is weak. Rachel, Ashley, Mickey. And in that scenario, is Mickey the target, actually? I was going to say Rachel, but Mickey might be the target still.
So let's just do a scenario. Let's say the final nominees are Rachel and Mickey.
Will, Morgan, Ashley.
Ava.
I don't know about Morgan. Will, Ashley, Ava, I think.
Well, Morgan is very anti-Mickey now.
She is very anti-Mickey now because she found out Mickey was playing her face. The 4 judges, because Mickey isn't in the judges. We have to remember that, and neither is Ava. The judges, including Vince, would probably agree to save Rachel. Maybe. I don't know about Vince. But he's so passive.
Mickey's already done so many things.
She's done so many things. I think it would
be very easy.
I think Mickey would just be the target. Honestly, yeah. I just think Mickey would just
And how many votes would you need?
You would need 4 to tie it.
So they need at least 5. They would have Ashley, Ava, Will, Morgan. And because it's Mickey, I could easily see Keanu evicting Mickey.
Keanu is evicting Mickey. So Mickey would likely go honestly, I think all 4 of these people are nominating Mickey, and I think she would go over anybody on this side.
Is she winning Blockbuster?
Unless she wins Blockbuster or Veto. So that's just the difference. After Mickey, I think it's Rachel. Honestly, I think Rachel.
For sure. Rachel is in some deep. Well, it depends now because we have the judges. Would anyone unless she's next to Ashley?
Exactly.
I don't think she would have Will or Mickey. And that's the thing.
The only person I think she stays in a vote against is Mickey. If she's up against Morgan, I think all 4 of that's no. Morgan, she could stay against maybe. But Vince would evict Rachel. Mickey would evict Rachel. Kelly would evict Rachel. Catherine would evict Rachel.
I don't think Vince would evict Rachel. I think
over Morgan? Yes.
Morgan. Sorry. I thought we were talking about Mickey.
Next to Morgan, I think Rachel stays next to Mickey. I think she gets evicted next to anybody else. Literally. Mm-hmm. Because Morgan's relationship with Vince, I think Vince would save her. So Mickey is most invulnerable. Rachel is most invulnerable on this side. Those are the top 2. On the other side, though, who are they targeting? Catherine?
Maybe Catherine. Kelly, Keanu.
Any of them. Honestly, it kind of doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
But this is the truth. They should target Lauren. Let me tell you why. She's won 2 comps.
Can't be.
She's won a physical comp,
Lauren gotta go,
and a mental comp.
Lauren gotta go.
They should target Lauren, and they could decimate. Well, Kelly, Keanu. They honestly should target Kelly, Keanu, and Lauren. Catherine should stay off the block because the truth is, Catherine is now more of a free agent than they think. Catherine doesn't like Keanu. Catherine doesn't necessarily like Kelly. She's more of a free agent. In my opinion, the judges should target Lauren. That makes Vince forced to be on their side. That also makes Kelly, Keanu, and Catherine not even a side at all. Like, Lauren would be the only thing holding that side up. If they're smart, Lauren needs to be the target, but I don't think they will get to that conclusion because I don't think they don't see Lauren as anything. They see Keanu as threatening. They see Kelly as annoying and threatening. They see Catherine as wanting vengeance. So I don't think Lauren will go, but I do feel like they need to take Lauren out, in my opinion, but I don't know about that. And Vince should throw, but that's the thing. You know how you were saying Vince might not throw. Vince could win the wall. Vince has that kind of slender build to where he could win the wall.
He should not win that damn wall.
He should definitely. But you know what I will say? People don't usually throw, but the one comp people do throw is the wall. Because on the wall, you know who is right there next to you. If it's Morgan and Vince at the end, Vince is throwing. You know what I mean? If it's Lauren and Vince at the end, Vince is throwing. I think Vince will throw depending on who's at the end of the wall. And people don't even think Vince will win the wall. So I think Vince will throw if Morgan or Lauren are at the end. I think Morgan could have a high chance. I think Lauren could have a high chance. We'll just have to see, though.
We'll just have to see. So earlier, your hot take was that you think Morgan could potentially win the game.
I think Morgan could, because this was the question you asked. When Rylie went home, remember, y'all, Rylie was one of the winner contenders, unfortunately.
Yeah. And
Zach was one of the winner contenders. They both went home. So now when we're looking at this board, the obvious answer is Vince. But we can let's pretend Vince isn't there, or let's just say, because honestly, Vince was always a better player than Zach and Rylie, in my opinion. So technically, Vince is still in the best position and probably the best player. But
and now I think differently. I'm so sorry.
You're good. No, go.
Vince is going to need Morgan so much more. He's going to need her so much more because Morgan is tied to this side. Lauren can't help him with Kelly, Keanu, and Catherine.
She can't.
He don't even like Kelly or Keanu.
Nope, he doesn't. He's okay. This is another thing. Vince is okay.
He doesn't talk to Catherine.
Vince is okay with Kelly, Catherine, and Keanu going home. He's said multiple times he would vote to evict Kelly. So I don't even think Vince will be mad if the judges target Kelly and Keanu. I think he might actually just be stuck with the judges after this week. He might just be stuck with it, which isn't bad for him because he has Ava a lot more than other people think he does. And he has Morgan a lot because Ava, for some reason, really, really wants to work with that side. So I think he could pull in Ava and Morgan, and Mickey kind of was still in that trio with him, Morgan, and himself. So he might even be good on that side. But yes, my hot take was that because Riley's no longer the winner, other than Vince, who could win? Personally, I always felt like Morgan was one of the more smarter players when she wasn't dickmatized so heavily. Zach went home, she got nominated, and she started playing the game again.
She locked in. This was we really saw week 1 Morgan again. When are we going to see week 1 Mickey? I guess in that voting room.
Literally. But this is you're gonna piss me off. But someone in the chat said this, and I also said this. Florian says, and when Ashley wins the game, then what? I said, my other person, I said Ashley could win because Ashley truly is a smart player, but also threats are building up. For some reason, Ashley's still in the game. And
beasts are being taken out.
Beasts are being taken out. And this is the thing. This season is going to have it's either going to have Vince as a winner or anyone other than Vince. How the fuck did they win? Literally anybody.
I would say Will. No.
Will was another person.
Will, I think if the one who has the highest path, maybe even over Vince now because of how lopsided the game is, Will. 100%. I was saying in the recap that the issue with Will is that his side is too dispersed. They're too divided. And if they all get taken out, he's on an island. They have the numbers now. If they can win an HOH or go back and forth, he's in a position where he would not be targeted and he could be in the end game and potentially taken and win just for being more liked.
And then think about it. Let's imagine that's the group gets taken out, which is kind of likely for the end game, right? In this lopsided view. Who is taking Will to final 2? I say everybody. Let me tell you why. Mickey wouldn't want to take Morgan, I don't think. She doesn't really like her that much. You know, Mickey is closest to Will of these people. Ashley is closest to Will of these people.
Ava
is closest to Will of these people. Morgan is closer to Vince and Mickey, so her dumbass.
And Rachel may not.
And Rachel might not take Will, but a part of me feels I think Rachel would take Ashley or Ava. But a lot of 3 or 4 of these people could take Will, and that's depending on who's in the final 3. Because if the final 3 is Morgan, Will, and Rachel, Morgan is taking Will, I think. You know what I mean? So Will can get taken, and he can win. Because if we're looking at this could be the jury. We haven't even talked about that.
So they did not announce this was jury. They could do it at the next Thursday and say the person who is evicted will be the first member of the jury. They could do that, but if we follow the last 2 seasons, there has been only a 7-person jury, which means there would need to be 2 more rounds before we get the jury. Who do we think could be those 2? If let's say 2 from the judges, 2 from That's the Group, who could they be?
From That's the Group, Catherine and Keanu.
Yeah. I would say it's either Catherine, Kelly, or Keanu.
A mixture of those 3, which I kind of feel like all 3 of those people would vote. I think Catherine and Kelly would vote similarly in the jury anyways. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like taking out 2 people. And then on the judges side, Mickey, for sure.
Mickey.
And
maybe Rachel, depending.
This is the thing. When they made the 7-person jury, it was on 25 when Cherie was on. A part of me feels like it's because people say, of course, it was because of the money. They are cheap. But also, Cherie, if she went home early, she didn't want to be in that jury, you know? And Rachel kind of has the same sentiment. So a part of me could be, you know, when Rachel was thinking about potentially quitting or letting Mickey take her out, she had a conversation with the diary room and then she was okay with it.
Yeah.
Maybe the diary room was like, well, girl, it's only a 7-person jury. So if you go home in the next 3 weeks, you'll go home to your family. You know, it could be a 7-person jury and maybe Mickey and Rachel could go home before that. And Rachel would be happy with that. So I'm not going to be mad that she's not in jury because she doesn't really want to be stuck in the jury house. If she can't win, she doesn't want to be stuck in the jury house. So although I would love Rachel to be in jury, she doesn't want it for herself. You know what I mean? So I'm like, girl, if you're not winning, it's fine. But I could see Mickey and Rachel basically going home. before they, or Ash, that's the thing. Although Ashley
Morgan is, I don't know.
Morgan is Ashley is It could be any variation of them. And then on this side, I would say Catherine and Kelly are my most likely, because I think Keanu could win a little bit more than them. He's the one like
Keanu feels like someone who would be in jury. I'm not gonna lie.
Honestly,
I'm really hoping that jury starts as a 9-person jury, only because, girl, like I said, I'm kind of tired of praying for my faves. I would be fine if this is the jury.
I agree. They've made it so far in the game because this was a 17.
They already had the halfway party.
Exactly. They've had the halfway party. It's a 17-player cast. I genuinely feel like these players, although I don't necessarily want Kelly there, I don't necessarily want Keanu there, because they've been in the game so long, I always feel like it would be kind of weird to not have some of these people. Because the truth is, it probably won't be Kelly and Keanu. It probably won't be both of them. And I know that's what a lot of people want. It probably will be like a Rachel or a Morgan. And honestly, I feel like Rachel and Morgan deserve to make it into that check mark, which Rachel hates to say. But I do think they've played enough of the game. Everyone here has played enough of the game to, in a way, deserve a vote and have enough information to vote a winner. Everyone here has enough information to vote a winner. And I think that's what's important about the jury. Do you have enough information? Were you in the game long enough? Can you understand why this person deserves to win? And all of them 100% do. It's been 6 weeks. It'll be 7 weeks, literally, by the time they go into the jury. That's a long time. That's more than half of the game.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, for sure. And I saw some people saying they like 9-person, they like 7-person. I really don't mind either, to be honest. I would just prefer 9-person. Like, if I had two options you told me to choose, I would choose 9-person based on the size of the cast.
Yeah, I prefer 9, and I think it's because of kind of what I was just saying. Kind of like it feels unfortunate for specifically fans of the show, because I know some people aren't fans, but for people who really, really want to be here and feel like they really deserve it, wouldn't it be like, for example, Lauren? Lauren's the only super fan here, although she's not my favorite player this season. Allegedly. Although she's not my favorite player this season, someone like Lauren being such a fan, like, OTEP, I want to win OTEP, I want to win a wall, I want to play this game, even though she's not really doing that great. It's kind of like weird that that person who did all this work and made it so far doesn't deserve or get the chance to vote. Lauren is a bad example because I don't give a fuck about her. No shade. But you know, people like that, it's like, well, you've played a lot. But yeah, those are my predictions.
And I think one last thing we really didn't talk about, we did off the podcast, what is going to happen with Vince in this vote?
Yeah.
Rylie, Lauren, Kelly, Keanu, Catherine, specifically Kelly, Keanu, and Catherine, expected Vince to vote with them. Lauren, he spoke to last night, she mentioned, if you feel you have to do that, I'm fine with it. Exactly. But we don't know how the other girls are going to feel. So is he going to blame Keanu, like you said? Or do you think he's going to go to because this is what he did last time. He went to them and profusely apologized. He did. But Kelly never forgave him. Catherine never really forgave him fully. And
Keanu forgave him, but he was like, I got you in the back of my mind, allegedly.
But now it's like Keanu just did it again. I feel like if I was Keanu's delusional.
Exactly.
So if I'm thinking Keanu would be thinking smart for once, wouldn't you be more loyal to Rachel now? Because Vince just lied to you this entire week. Vince voted out y'all's final 3.
Exactly.
So why would you still trust him?
It's a problem. So this is what I think. Lauren doesn't actually care. Because, well, she would be upset.
Oh, someone said he was telling Keanu to flip.
He did talk to Keanu when they had those 2 minutes. I didn't hear what he said. Maybe he did say, we need to vote to save Morgan or something like that. I don't know what he said. This is my thing. Lauren's not going to be mad because she already told him she can't really be mad because he told him it's okay.
And she's not going to be mad.
She's not going to be mad. Now, Keanu, although he was upset the first time, he forgave him. He could forgive him the second time. And this is the reason. He could just not have anyone else to go to. Who are you going to talk? Once again, he's male-centered. He's not going to talk to Catherine and Kelly. He doesn't like them bitches. He's not going to talk to Lauren, doesn't like her. He might talk to Rachel and just work with Rachel and just only work with Rachel. But it's like, he still want to target Mickey. He's still going to want to target Morgan. He's still going to want to target Ava. He's still going to want to target Will. He's kind of like, has no choice unless Rachel really, really puts in work. Vince flip. And Rachel does that work. Rachel would have to kind of convince him because I really do feel like Keanu might not do it on his own.
Yeah, because Keanu's delusional. But they're saying that Vince told Keanu that he heard Rylie was going to nom Keanu and Kelly. So he did that right before the vote. Because I'm not going to lie, I was so blinded by
I was gagged about everything.
Celebration and happiness that I didn't pay attention to those 2 minutes.
And if Vince goes that route, he's very smart because Rachel also told Keanu the same thing and Keanu didn't believe him. But if Vince says last minute, I heard, they didn't tell me until the last minute, but they told me that Rylie was going to nominate you and I had to do this for us. Keanu could believe it because we're saying he would go to Rachel, but Rachel's been telling him Riley's been a problem this whole time. So going to Rachel is kind of affirming Vince. Because if Vince claims Rylie was against him and Rachel also says the same thing, those are the only two people.
And it's like, my thing is, wake up, Keanu.
Literally
He's just now telling you this?
Literally. But he won't wake up.
Yeah, they're saying Keanu shook his head when Keanu said he didn't believe it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what is Keanu going to think now?
That's going to be very interesting. I just think he's going to be asked out. But this thing, he's so delusional that he might not care that he doesn't have any allies. But baby, you won't have anybody. So that's Keanu. Kelly already didn't really like Vince anyways. No shade. She's just going to continue to like Vince, but Kelly has nothing in this game unless she wins HOH. She doesn't really have any tug and pull in the game, and I think that's the issue. Catherine doesn't really like Vince either, honestly. So, and honestly, that's why I think Vince made the right decision, because the truth is only Rylie and Keanu liked him anyways on this, and Lauren. Kelly and Catherine never really liked Vince this entire time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he's kind of just been, if he did choose this side, he would be choosing people who don't really like him. Not that the judges love him that much either, to be honest, but it's kind of like that's what kind of you're weighing. People in this side who don't really like you that much, other than Rylie, Keanu, and Lauren, and then people on this side who don't really like this much, other than Ava, who really likes him, Morgan really likes him. But I just think Morgan has been way more valuable to him.
Yeah,
as a person in this game,
she is. I mean, she has kept him safe with that side of the game so much.
He was nominated twice, and a lot of the the first time, a lot of the reason he stays because Morgan decided with Mickey, we just need to evict Zach and we'll save Vince. So she's been valuable to his game. Rylie wasn't doing shit for real, you know. So yeah, I think it was the right decision. I think Vince made the right decision, and I think he can either last long enough for them to just get taken out, honestly, or reprimand with Keanu and Lauren and then just let Kelly and Catherine go home. So, yeah.
Girl, why did we win so bad?
Did
y'all see Riley's face when they announced the eviction? Like the way he just like stared,
literally,
like, you know, he wanted to
rage
word everyone in that damn house.
You know what I had a vision of earlier? It was such a scary vision. I don't even know if I should say this. Y'all, trigger warning. But I was like, you remember Justin in Big Brother 2 when he put that knife up to Krista? I was like, something about Rylie scares me. Like the fear that Lauren was feeling. Is Lauren a Pisces? What is Lauren?
Lauren, I don't know what Lauren is.
Is Lauren a Pisces, chat? The fear that Lauren was feeling about it, she's like, I'm so scared of this person in this room. I'm so scared. It was Rylie. That's that fear she was feeling. Like, she had an energy. Like, I would be so frightened in that house for Rylie. And that's why we won so bad with
Lauren,
him.
a Virgo.
A Virgo. Ooh, she does not act like a Virgo. My God, do you know Virgos are stubborn? You would think she's stubborn. Maybe she was stubborn with that veto.
That's the age.
You're right. Let's get into some of the chat. Shout out to Khalil.
Big Rachel, no Rylie.
Oh my God. Her HOH?
Y'all, let's put some respect on Rachel motherfucking Rylie.
On Rachel H.
Because no shade. The girls at the Reality Kingdom, we were like, this may not be a good HOH for Rachel. She didn't fucked up. It's bad. But Rachel, never doubt Rachel. Rachel put it on the floor, split the game, then got her perfect result. Oh, and look at the board.
And you know what, Lauren, if you come for the queen, you might get beheaded. And
she told Lauren to fuck around
and find out.
And
what did Lauren do?
Found the fuck out.
What did Zay do?
Found the fuck out. What did Rylie do? Found the fuck out.
Mickey didn't find out.
Mickey didn't find out yet. Mickey ain't found out yet. No shame.
You can't use black terminology on the black. Next, shout out to Isabel. Shout out to Isabel. Wow. Vincinator. He said he did the right thing.
He's the next man out. I'm telling y'all now.
Why is there only 3 men left?
I live.
You know what's funny? Final 2 still gonna be a men. It's gonna be Vincent Will in the final 2.
Right. That's how it happened. All the seasons dominated by women. It'd be 2 men in jury and then the final 2.
Yep. Andy and that season when it was a bunch of women who dominated. There was another season with a bunch of women who dominated. 18. Not 18.
Was it BB20?
Was it BB20? No, they went home. One of these other seasons, it was like the same thing, but it'd always be a men in the final 2. So how the fuck that happened? Is it Vanessa, Shelly, Jackie, Becky? They were eating, and then Steve still won. Why the fuck does that happen? I hate when that happens. But
everybody just ignore the man. I think Will definitely be one of those men. I think Vince, because Rachel, Ashley, Will, Ava, and Mickey are still in the game, and he's kind of forced to work with them, especially if they keep winning comps. Vince is not winning this game.
Yeah,
they recognize Vince as a threat.
I see that.
Vince is losing. Yeah, it's gonna be Will.
One of them would have. One of these other That's the Group would have to win HOH to do that for him to even that out. Honestly, because otherwise, no. This is my fear, though, Lee.
What's your fear?
This group has been coming for each other the whole time. Like, sure, they should take out Vince, but you never really know because they're so weird with the way they act. Ava hates Ashley. If Ava wins HOH, I can see her taking out Ashley instead of Vince at the end game. You know what I mean? Or turning on Rachel. You know what I mean? Like Ava, I don't trust that she won't turn on them for Vince. You know, Morgan, I don't trust that she won't turn on them for Vince. Even Mickey, I don't trust that she won't turn on them for Vince. So although you would think they would not take out Vince, Ava would take out Ashley. She wouldn't take out Vince.
Yeah.
You know, Morgan would take out Rachel. Mickey would take out Rachel. So Rachel might take out Mickey. Like, I hope they don't take out each other. But, I hope they don't take out each other. But so far they have.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But it could be bad for him. And that would be interesting. This is actually going to be interesting in game. Who's going to be at the end game?
Ooh. I mean, I'm so shocked that Rylie and Zach are out this game. I am baffling. So shocked that Rylie and Zach
are out this game.
Vince next.
Brown, no, not my man. Brown Charlie says Rachel, goddess, mother, queen, legend,
diva.
Mr. Rachel Rylie. That's what I should have named us. We should have been Mr. Rachel Rylie today. Did you see Brendan?
Yeah,
Brendan is so lovely.
He's hilarious.
Wouldn't you want your husband to be just like that? Like he is like
a man.
Advocate. He's a man with a big. Ooh. Shout out to Jon Snow. The fact that the women hate each other, but the men are leaving is hilarious. That's how BB15 was, kind of.
It was. I live. They need to make a girls' alliance. Get these niggas out of here.
Do that. Also, Rachel ate that dead down. Oh my God, we can never doubt. I can never doubt a Libra again. Oh my God. Shout out to Dama. What happened before the fees went down for the live eviction? Was Vince and Ava wavering? So they agreed yesterday that they're not going to decide unless Mickey wins the blockbuster, because it didn't matter. Mickey was going home for both of them if she didn't win the blockbuster. So they said, unless she wins, we're not going to decide. So whenever she won, that's why Vince pulled Ava to the side, because they needed to decide in that moment. And then we saw Rachel walk up to them, you have to save Morgan. And people on Twitter were like, why did Rachel interrupt them? They were going to do that. But it worked. Or yeah. I don't know if it worked, but they decided to save Morgan. So there you go. Maddie says, thoughts on Mickey's game going forward?
The thing about Mickey, we did not expect her to be in danger with Rachel this week, honestly, because of how the game was shaping up. But this week she has, even further her name on people's targets list. I could easily see Keanu, Kelly, Catherine, Lauren nominating her. She may still be safe with Rachel, Ashley, Will, Morgan, and Ava, which is really good. That's more than half the house, and Vince.
Yeah.
But she could still be in danger if the wrong person wins. I do think that if someone other than Rachel had won, maybe she wouldn't have saw the block. But the finals 3 in that comp was Kelly and Morgan. So if Kelly won, she would have touched the block.
Yeah.
It just depends. It's really shaky. I think it just depends on who wins for her. But if she can get a string of a few good HOHs, I could see her back in the good graces of people like Will and Ashley. Yeah. Maybe if they see Morgan's relationship with Vince as a threat, they'll want to lock more in with Mickey. Mm-hmm. The thing about Mickey is that truly she's a mean girl sometimes.
Yeah,
she's truly a rude, mean person sometimes. So it really fucks up her social game. I think she's really good at being fake. I think she's good at making her arguments make sense to people. Yeah. As far as social connections, it's just that you can't be fake for an hour and then be a bitch for the 90
make comments in front of people.
So it's like she's gonna need to do a full 180 on her personality in that game, and I just don't see that happening. I think that she's cracked out, and that's never going to change.
I agree. I think she will always be at the bottom. She's not in the judges, and I think it will stay that way. I think she will stay outside of the judges, and she'll always be at the bottom. What I will say is, I think the worst case scenario for Mickey is if someone in the other side wins, because all of the judges will continue to bash her because they need to save each other. If she's on the block in any capacity or a potential target, they will continue. Mickey did this. Mickey did this. Why is she acting like this? She thought she was going to say da 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 da, and it will continue to keep people upset with her. So it just depends. She's she's on shaky ground for sure. Shout out to Ty Sky Blue.
She doesn't even know that everyone was about to evict her.
She doesn't know that. She thinks
Mickey was likely going to go home unanimously, and she thought she had all of the votes.
Yeah.
So I'm just curious as to see how people are going to interact with her more.
Mm-hmm.
The entire house moved forward with gameplay as if Mickey was evicted.
Yep.
And now she's still here.
What's the problem with her not knowing that is that she's going to act like that's still true, and she's going to, I told y'all I was the queen, and who should I go to Final Two with?
Oh, baby.
Who should I go to Final Two with? Well, she's going to feel real.
This Blockbuster win?
Uh-oh.
Baby, you better call her Mickey Blockbuster.
Bow down.
Okay. Fall in line.
Okay.
Oh my God, she's gonna be shy.
She's gonna still act like a dictator.
Don't be Dictator Bayham, bitch. Fall in line.
Oh my God.
Fall in line. Are the girls gonna fall in line?
No, they can't nominate Vince. That wouldn't be smart. Do we not remember the cast we are dealing with? Honestly, they are so stupid. They literally might nominate Vince, and that's the problem. They shouldn't. In my opinion, Kelly, Catherine, if I was Kelly, Catherine, Lauren, and Keanu, I would be upset with Vince, but I would feel like I have to nominate Morgan, Mickey, Ashley, Rachel, Vince. There's just so many other people to deal with. So I would feel like I need to do that. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. Brown Charlie says, how do you see this season now? I see it the same. I'm not gonna lie. I've always felt like it's changing because of the size. Now that it's split, it does feel a little bit more cohesive. I always felt like the season was very entertaining, and I would definitely love it as a casual. It just was difficult to follow as like a strategic analysis. Now that it's split, I think it could go up and up and up, honestly. But we'll just see.
I've never had a negative feeling about the season. Same. I've expressed that for whatever reason, I have an issue covering the season.
Right.
I don't mind what's happening. It's just when I have to get up on Tuesday and cover it, for some reason, I'm just like, it's too much going on. Exactly. These people are annoying me.
They're stupid.
But now that I'm like really thinking about it, it's because the Blockbuster. This house is so messy, maybe because of the Blockbuster, that there is no for sure decision in it. And on the Zay week, on the Adrian week, on Zach's week, now on Riley's week. It was like, I'm so annoyed at what's happening during the week, and I don't think I'm going to get my favorite outcome, that I'm like, well, fuck this season. Yeah. But 5 out of the 6 eliminations, I got what I wanted.
Honestly,
so I'm kind of living.
For me, it's simply just the lack. I am annoyed that they're not playing smart, honestly, and I still don't think many people are. Honestly, maybe one person is playing, maybe just Rachel. Maybe just Rachel, and be like, a lot of them are playing so not smart that it's hard to care about them as a strategist, because in the new era, now that we kind of have a more even playing field with the diversity, it feels like I can actually just watch Big Brother for Big Brother. I can root for Chelsea to win because she's the most strategic person, and I don't have to be mad at it.
Right.
If the most strategic person is not about, if it's Jag and Jag has picked up the game after Corey flipped the game on Serena and them, I don't have to be so hurt that Serena and Felicia went home, although it was unfortunate because they took out Heisen. Why did you do that? Things are happening because of the way people have been playing the game. And I think this season, the reason I feel weird is because people aren't really getting reprimanded all the time. They're not getting reprimanded for the bad gameplay. People aren't really picking up the pieces. People aren't really strategic. So it's like, I got relieved because now I can just watch the game for the game. And then we got this season where it's like, baby, there's no game to watch. We're just watching people gag, which is like, love all the gag. This is really the season of the gags. If you want to gag, just get on here and gag, baby. Just get up here and gag, because that's all you can do.
I mean, like, these eviction breakdowns have been eating, bitch. Yeah, like, I'm excited to get up here and talk about this shit.
Amen. Shout out to Panelli. Do y'all see Kat actually playing out? Honestly,
it depends.
If she has a chance to, she might not have a chance to, because she could easily be the next. She probably is the next target.
I can see Kat being so distraught about what happened, being so angry over what happened, that she could just recluse herself, because for the most part, she's always been around Rylie. Yeah. Before her and Rylie were in the showmance, she was just, it was really her being with Rylie that even brought her to That's the Group. At the beginning of the game, she was kind of more slightly related to Jimmy and Mickey and Morgan and Rachel, So I don't know, because she's never really branched out. I think the most she did it was this week, and she was, it was good work as far as like trying to get Lauren to use DeVito, as far as like having conversations with Rachel, having conversations with Mickey and things like that. But a lot of times as well, it was those people coming to her.
Yeah,
so I'm like, I don't see Kat being like, let me wake the fuck up and do this shit unless she wins at HOH. But even as a HOH, I don't see her trying to like make a new alliance or make long-lasting connections. I just see her being there.
I could see her trying to do something. It just depends on her true reaction. If her reaction is distraught and just go sit in my room, I see what you're saying. But a part of me feels like maybe her reaction could be, well, now I got to boss up and win. If she has a chance, if she's nominated again next week, I think what Lee said is 100% true. If Lauren wins HOH though, and she's fully safe, I could see her maybe being like, well, who am I to talk to other than Ava? Let me get a relationship with Ava again. Let me build a relationship with Morgan like she wanted to. I think Kat could, if she has a week, try to do something, because you can't sit up with Rylie all day. Who are you going to talk to? Yeah. Jimmy's not here.
She gonna talk to Lauren
Riley's
all
not
day.
Here. She could
talk to Lauren and Kelly all day.
She could just talk to Lauren and Kelly. But this is my thing. She wasn't even doing that when Rylie was here, because as soon as Rylie allowed her to leave, she had a conversation with Mickey that day. She had a conversation with Ava that day. She had a conversation with Vince that day. She had a conversation with Morgan that day. She was having so many conversations, and then Rylie got mad at her for it and was like, bitch, why are you talking to people? But I just feel like she would have conversations because she has before.
But will it matter at this point?
But will it matter? And that's the pre. She needs a week. If she has time off, maybe. And that's a slight maybe, because we haven't seen it, honestly. Who do you think should not win HOH?
Keanu, Kelly, Lauren, or Catherine. I don't want to see it.
Who do you want? Or who do you think? I will say I agree, none of them. If for my personal preference, like strategically, who should throw it? Vince. And just Vince.
Oh, should not. Like they shouldn't go for it.
Well, I think that's what I thought.
Oh, I thought who y'all think should not win. I was thinking I don't
Who do you not want to win HOH? Vince? Who should not win?
Vince should not. Everyone should be going for it except Vince in my
100%.
Maybe even Vince, because he just turned on those people.
Yeah, maybe even Vince. Honestly, even Vince should have thrown it. Everyone should just try to win. If Vince can throw it specifically to Morgan or Lauren, then he should throw it. If it's Lauren and him at the end, or Morgan and him at the end, or Morgan, Lauren and him, then he should throw it. He shouldn't trust anybody else. Honestly, just Lauren or Morgan. Is Catherine the only person with no connections to the judges? Kelly doesn't have any either.
Yeah, Kelly doesn't have any.
Lauren doesn't have, Vince is in the judges. Kelly and Catherine have no connection. Keanu is connected to Rachel, and
Lauren is connected to Vince.
And Lauren is connected to Vince. Catherine and Kelly are probably going to be the targets for if the judges talk about it, which they might, because they kind of were just all up in the HOH room at the end of this week, honestly. Yeah. They might talk about it, and they might just say Catherine can go. We don't talk to her. Is Morgan a diva? What did we say?
She's a diva!
For staying in the one scenario we thought she was going home.
Anyone going home up against Rylie probably would have went home.
100%.
Morgan being the one to stay because of that clutch ass relationship with Vince did it.
Is that an indicator? No, because they all suck at the game. Because I was gonna be like, if I had to say someone who didn't suck at the game, I would say Rachel and Vince. A part of me is like, Morgan staying against Rylie, that's a boss ass bitch. That's a boss ass bitch. But we gotta see. She might be honestly staying in a 5-4 vote and then winning the wall that you've been talking about all season. That would kind of be iconic.
No, Morgan better lock the fuck in. If we come back and one of the White Girls is HOH, I'm Shout out to Brown Charlie. Oh, shout out to Brown Charlie. Making it rain.
Thoughts on doing more one returnee seasons? Because this season is only good because of Rachel.
Well, you know what? I think that I would like to see. I'm not a big fan of returnee seasons in general. Whether it's 1 returnee, 4 returnee, 8 returnees. Like, I'd rather just them all put together.
Yeah.
But if we're forced to have it, I would like to see another test run with 1, 2, or 4 because I believe that Rachel could be so immersed into the season because of how chaotic it is.
Yeah.
And I think every New Era season has kind of been chaotic. Yeah. And I feel like most returnees would not do well in a New Era season. I genuinely don't see even someone like Derek being able to come into the season and just eat it the fuck up. You know what I mean? Like, it really depends on the season that you're playing. Like, Chelsea's cast was chaotic, but she was able to adapt and work around that. Yeah. So I do think a lot of returning players would not be able to handle how messy New Era is, and they could end up in the Rachel spot.
Yeah.
But I want to see if that theory checks out by seeing more.
I do agree with you.
Because we've had so many returnee seasons where they kind of just dominate.
Yeah.
And Rachel's not dominating. She actually has to fight for it.
Yeah.
So I kind of would love to see if that is just a new era effect or is it just Rachel?
I think in my opinion, it's a diversity thing. I don't feel like the reason that the old returnees dominated was because I do think there's a lopsidedness to understanding the game versus a bunch of people who don't. But I genuinely feel like when Paul returned, when the returnees turned in 14, when the returnees turned in 13, that they simply were able to relate to all of these white people, and they were all white returnees, and they were able to come into the game and they were able to just dominate. I kind of feel like BB18, although the returnees did well, I didn't feel like BB18 was a stomp down the way I felt like BB19 was and the way I felt like BB13 and 14 was. I feel like BB18, because of the diversity, Paul could have won that season. Victor kept winning all of them competitions. He was a contender. Natalie was doing really good. Like, honestly, BB18 was the first time I saw newbies stand out in a season of returnees. I think it's because of the diversity, and it wasn't a steamroll of white people. Honestly, to be frank, I genuinely think it's diversity. I think in BB19, it was literally all people who could relate to Paul and they couldn't relate to Dominique. You know, stuff like that. And I genuinely feel like in BB18, Victor stood out. He literally won America's Favorite Player. Paul stood out. He almost won the game in return. Natalie stood out. She got called back for other shows all the time. You know, these people stood out because the returnees weren't OP because it was diverse. Davon was working with some of these people over here. Nicole was working with some of these people over here. I think it's diversity. And I think returnee seasons with a few returnees and not a lot or whatever the fuck you do, I think they genuinely do work in New Era or in any diverse cast. So I think it will work in the sense that it won't be overpowered. I still don't want it. I will say I still don't want it because I want them to play with other legends. I want Rachel to play with other legends. I want it to be Rachel and Vanessa and Paul. I don't care for this.
Like, give us the all-winner season.
Because the truth is, either they don't have a chance at all, like how people felt with Dan and how we're kind of feeling with Rachel, or they are overbearing. It's kind of never really been a middle ground. Like, this doesn't feel super fair because I do feel like Rachel doesn't have a clean slate. Although Rachel is doing good, she did not have a clean slate. They judged her from the beginning. They kind of put all of this onto her. They said all of these things. They were saying, we're not even voting her to win over Kelly. I won't vote her to win over Kelly and her kids and her husband. You know, that was Mickey saying that. But still, like, I genuinely feel like Rachel, it's not fair. So I would rather her just play with all new players where no one has this stigma against them automatically coming in, or there's not no OP-ness. And also, they need to do all new players, all returning players more often. Why is there only 2 seasons like that? And we're on our fucking 30th season. Big Brother needs to get better with that.
Yeah.
Period. Thoughts on the record ratings for this HOH week? Maybe they were getting a lot of ratings this week.
Rachel,
Rylie.
Rachel ratings.
And this is my fear. The reason they started bringing back returnees willy-nilly in BB13 and then BB14 and then brought Alyssa for BB15 and brought Frankie for BB16, which all felt gimmicky. It's too much when you do it season after season after season. I don't need Rachel here, Vanessa here, bring back Paul again, bring back Tyler, bring back 4 people. I don't need that every fucking season now. I already kind of don't like that they did Sari and then they did Rachel.
Get ready.
I kind of get ready because I feel like the reason they were okay with Rachel is because they brought back Sari for 25.
Bitch, you're gonna be playing with Tiffany.
I don't. Oh my God, I don't need it every fucking season, and I'm afraid that because the ratings were so high, similarly to the high ratings in BB12, that's why they brought back Rachel for BB13.
That ratings were high BB13.
And for BB14, the ratings were high. Alyssa, because of Rachel. Like, Rachel Rylie really shifts the way they do Big Brother every time she plays because they start this thing. She's the reason we had returning after returning. It was her. It was literally her. And she might spark it up again. And I didn't love that era because I felt like we started getting lazy. BB14 was lazy. What the fuck was that cast? You know, don't do that. And then it should have just been All-Star. That's another thing. Why would you bring back 4 fucking coaches and then why would you bring back Rachel here, 4 coaches here, 2 coaches there when it could have been all of them on the All-Star season? Don't piss me off. Don't piss me off and bring back Vanessa.
Been way more iconic, but they want to get views for every
fucking season, and don't do that. Shout out to Zayn Knight. Which BB/AI win is most satisfying? Tucker McKenzie, Keanu, Mickey, or Rabina? Because it's a Joseph flip. Rank 5th to 1st and explain why you will resign. The gag is I don't remember half of those.
Wait, so when Tucker won, who went home?
Don't remember. Cedric.
Okay, I didn't care about that one. because I didn't want him to go home.
Mackenzie won when Tucker went home. That
so
was iconic.
I would say like recently bias or not, I would have to say Mickey Rylie. I hate Rylie. So I'm happy he's gone.
I do agree with that. I think iconic. If you're saying iconic as the word, I think I would put Mackenzie
then Tucker.
Then Mackenzie. Then it would have to be Tucker. Then it would have to be Mickey. But from the one I was most satisfied, but that's what he says most satisfying. Most satisfying, this one.
This was the most satisfying one. I didn't really want Cedric to go home. Tucker going home was iconic. So for satisfying, I would put second.
I agree.
Rubina winning, which caused the Joseph flip.
That's the worst. That's fifth for me.
Yeah.
That's fifth. And then what's it? Keanu. Who did Keanu send home? Adrian? I wasn't gagged.
Zach.
Oh, okay.
Zach. Okay.
That was gagging.
So I would say satisfying Mickey, Keanu, Mackenzie, Tucker, Rubina.
I would say Mickey, Mackenzie, Keanu, Tucker, Rubina.
Period.
All right, y'all. Let's look at these damn. We have a draft. If you don't remember, this is how our draft looking. We're even again, girl. We're even again.
Are we?
We're even again because
pause because I did see some people in the chat real quick.
What they say in the chat, girl?
Like I said, when Rylie went home, I was too excited to pay attention to anything else. They brought out Boston Rob. They said there's going to be an announcement somewhere.
They said on the Sunday episode, it's going to be 2 hours, and something's going to happen. What was that to y'all? Chat. Preview us to that tea because we were too excited. We were literally excited. When Boston Rob got brought out, it was something about Unlocked, and they announced the Sunday episode being longer. Was it longer because they were announcing something, or was it going to be on the Unlocked? What was the tea that they were talking about when Boston Rob came out? Because I don't know what that is, honestly.
Child. And I saw someone say, you think they're trying to prep Boston Rob to be the Suri of next season?
I could see that again, honestly. I could literally see that again. Oh, they're doing the Unlocked episode Sunday. Got you. Oh, so it's going to be Unlocked plus the regular episode.
Why would they randomly change that?
There you go. So there's going to be an announcement on Unlocked. And I don't know why they would do that. That's kind of silly.
Yeah. I heard that stuff's gonna be a surprise though.
So we should probably watch the Unlocked. That's why they're doing it on Sunday, so people watch. Nobody was watching that shit on Friday. Surprise? Let's see. I don't think it would
Survivor
be
Brother. We got Amazing Big Brother. Are we getting Survivor Brother?
It would probably be Survivor related. But Survivor Brother doesn't make sense because they're doing 49 and they're doing 50. What would it be? 51? I guess it could be 51. I don't think so though. Maybe so. Or maybe
someone said Reindeer Island.
Maybe he was on the Traders. It wouldn't be anything Traders related. They don't fuck with them.
Since Christopher Reeves.
Yeah. So I wonder. We're just gonna have to see, honestly.
Ciao. But girl, yes, so we're tied. I have Ashley, Mickey, Keanu. The fact that I still have Ashley, Mickey, and Keanu.
It's kind of funny.
3 of the most cracked players in the season.
Kind of hilarious.
I live. Now, Ava, child. I'm so sick of Ava. I'm so sick of goddamn Ava. She voted right tonight, but I'm sick of her. Really? Lauren, I don't have an issue with Lauren. Yeah. She's annoying. She's indecisive, but I don't hate her.
I have Vince Morgan. Vince did what he needed to do this round. Morgan kind of iconed it up this round. Will, Catherine and Kelly can go. I don't need them. They can both go. Honestly, I would gladly just have a 3-person team and move forward.
The girl's saying the kingdom winning with Rachel Rylie.
Hold on. Let's go one by one and see, are they winning? You start off because you lost somebody. Is Ashley winning this game?
Yes.
And why do you think that?
Because she's a diva.
Where's her chance? Where do you think her game could go to win?
If her side can continue gaining power, if she's able to survive evictions next to someone like Rachel, Mickey, Morgan, I do think she could be in an in-game scenario where she can win competitions and potentially get there.
Yeah.
Does she get the votes? I don't know.
That's another thing. This might be the jury. Ava wouldn't ever really vote Ashley. Lauren would never really vote Ashley. Catherine, Kelly, or Keanu would never really vote Ashley. I don't think Ashley can win the game. Based on votes. Manifest the fuck out of that. I have Vince. Vince could definitely. He's the front runner. It's his game to lose. What does they say? It's his game to lose. I think because he has all of the cards in his hand right now. So if Vince loses, it's on him. You have both sides. In a way, you have to you have to do some work. But I think Vince has a lot of.
He's too passive. He's gonna do something that fucks him up,
and that's the problem. He's gonna not do something that fucks him up. That's the problem. He's gonna not do something that he needs to do. So I still see it for Vince, and he could because on RHAP, they do the updates and Taryn be talking. He talks about how Vince has been doing better at not being passive, and I feel like that could just because he was on the block. Because he did campaign, he did get the veto used on him real bad. But it's like that was just because he was in so much danger. Will he keep that? Or maybe the momentum will stay and he will keep it up because he has to do all of this. Because some of his best work was when he had to make sure they weren't mad at him. And now he has to do that again. So he might do some of his best work again. So
but as far as like positions of power where he's not in danger, like let's say if Lauren wins HOH, I don't think he'll be that pushy. I just don't see it. It will be a shock. It will be a 180.
True. Honestly, it would be a 180. So we'll have to see. You have Mickey.
Mickey not winning. Yeah.
I also kind of feel like it might be she doesn't make you want to vote her to win. She's such a, like, for lack of a better word, she's like, she's a mean girl. So you don't want to vote her to win. It's like, you don't want to vote Regina George to be the fling queen. You want to vote Katie just to spite Mickey. You want to vote Ashley. You know what I mean? It's kind of like that. So I think it's going to be very hard for her. And I don't even think she'll make it to the end because of the way she is.
Yeah.
Morgan, we kind of already talked about her. I don't necessarily, I can't declare it right now, honestly, because her newfound position is fresh. You know, she's been a target these last 2-3 weeks. So it really just depends on these next 3 weeks, really. Like, bitch, you could be on the block again, or you could be at the top of this game. So I'm not sold on Morgan just yet. Keanu, child.
Unfortunately, Keanu's delusion may take him to final 2.
Honestly.
Does he win a jury vote? I don't know, but he has a hell of a story. So
yeah, maybe. I think Will could get taken to final 2 easy. I always felt like Will.
Oh, you're winning, bitch.
I think so too.
You're
Will,
winning.
Vince, and Morgan.
Vince, Morgan, and Will.
I feel like if Vince fucks up, Will probably just wins. You know what I'm saying? If Will fucks up, Vince probably just gonna win. You know what I'm saying? If either of them, maybe one. I think I kind of got it. Or the kingdom. Thoughts on Ava?
Who?
Thoughts on Catherine? Who? Thoughts on Lauren?
I still see Lauren being in the end game because of her comp prowess. I think if she's able to lay low.
This was a bad 2 weeks for her.
It was a bad 2 weeks for her. It was. She got hit. Boom, boom. It just depends because her side is losing numbers, but she is the least, I think, perceived threat. There was a moment of time where Mickey and Morgan did mention how much they wanted her out.
Yeah.
That was like a week or two ago. That could come back up.
Yeah.
But I could see Catherine being a problem. I can see I'm thinking Keanu's a problem, Kelly's a problem. So she may be able to skate by, and if she does long enough, I can see her comping her way.
Yeah. And I think her problem might be similar to like Ashley or Mickey's. A lot of people, this is the problem. A lot of people aren't respected. I don't think if this is the jury, I don't think Rachel necessarily respects her. I don't think Morgan necessarily respects her game. I don't think Ashley or Mickey respect her game. So I think a lot of the people who might be in the jury, even Keanu, I don't think will respect it. He might be like, that's giving floater. So I don't know if she has the respect just yet, but if she bosses her way through by winning comps, that's a different story, and we'll have to revisit that. But I think that's a lot of people's problem in this situation. It's like, who's voting you bitches? You know, I think the best, when it comes to jury management, Will has the best. I think Will can beat nearly anybody, honestly. And then last is Kelly. Kelly's who? You know? And then Kingdom got Rachel. Y'all, Kingdom, spam the chat. Did the Kingdom just win the game with this HOH?
I mean, Rachel definitely has a path.
She got a path.
She has a structure around her. She was able to take out her target. She's always going to be this big threat, but she's been able to kind of diminish that threat level here and there. She's in some danger if one of the Wild Girls win HOH, like we've discussed. But I do think she has enough connections to stay over someone like Mickey, maybe even someone like Ashley, maybe even someone like Morgan. So I do see her getting into jury. I just think she has a big block. When she gets to those single digits, who is gonna let her get that far? Literally. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Like I can see people like Mickey and Morgan being like,
"Yep, she gotta go." Ava randomly turning on her because she weird. All of that. The chat is running it up. Oscar says, "Y'all are losing. We are winning." But then said, "Mother is winning. Is Mother giving? Is Mother winning? Is it winning?
Oh, it's
winning, daughter.
It's giving."
Brown tried to say, "We won." She said, "Well, yes." Okay, now y'all on it because these last 2 weeks, no shade. They was
looking like she was winning.
I don't know, y'all. Well. Mother kind of, hey, all right, y'all. We'll see. We need to keep an eye out for Selena.
This one?
Jay says, how y'all feel about Julie? She pulled it on Marcella's on Zach. She pulled on, are you safe? You haven't, what the fuck?
So she said, Morgan, you are safe.
She did.
That hasn't occurred since BB19
She did do that. Did she do that because she hates Rylie? I think she does things to people she don't like. You know what I'm saying? I think she loves Julie. Y'all don't pay attention to Julie. If she likes someone, she'll be real cute. Can I call you Baby G? Very much so that. Or am I your lemon pop? What did she say? Am I your lemon drop Will to Will when he calls his
yes.
Sugar. She does those things to people. And then she don't like you. She gon', well, don't you think you have the vote? Like, she read all the votes to Rylie. Like, what? She didn't even read all the votes to Zach. I think she looked like
Zach. I'm going to go back and rewatch that end. I need to rewatch him going home. I need to rewatch Rylie going home. Like, I cannot wait.
Any news on HOH yet? The feed's not on this thing?
No, I don't think so.
The feed's
they won't come on until the West Coast airing.
Yeah, they weren't.
Right. Well, no. Usually for the wall, it's live.
This is what happens.
Maybe they're not out there yet.
This is what happens. They do a break. Sometimes they do a break between the live episode and the comp. This time is one of those times. I think they're doing a break, gonna get them dressed, and then maybe in like an hour or so, maybe in 30 more minutes, because we've been live for a minute. They might go live soon for the wall competition. So y'all just gotta keep your eyes out.
Oh, apparently she did it with Big D and Brittany. Child, who remembers that eviction? Child.
I don't know why she did it for that.
That was not a gaggy eviction to do that for.
Honestly. But yeah. All right, y'all. Get into the other shit. What else we doing, Lee?
A lot.
Girl. Oh, the gag is, of course, every Thursday, I'm supposed to be doing the challenge. I might do the challenge real quick right now, honestly, after this.
You forgot?
I did. I told you earlier. I was like, because y'all came. When y'all came, I was going to do it when y'all came. Then y'all came, and I totally forgot because y'all came. Damn. I was like, look at these bitches. Uh-huh. Girl, who gives a fuck?
Did you watch the episode?
I did. Got the clips and everything. I did everything. Except do the... Y'all did everything.
And nobody asked for it.
Nobody gave a fuck. The way nobody better know how they in the chat talking about Big Brother girl. But anyway, the challenge literally might drop in 5 minutes. That's the gag. And then of course on Monday we're gonna be doing the reunion of Love Island. They dropped the preview, girl. They dropped the preview, so that's giving lit. Y'all better be there on Monday. Run it up. Of course, every Tuesday we do our live and fiction recap and our player rating. We're going to have some special guests on as we usually do. Every Wednesday we have a TRK AfterShow. And joining me this week for the AfterShow is I almost said motherfucker.
Oh,
I know that's right. Mother Queen Legend Icon.
Taylor motherfucking Hell is in the motherfucking building. Y'all, shout out to Pharaoh.
I love
shout out. So if you have not given 10s to Pharaoh, I need you to drop them 10s in the chat right now. Baby, this is a business, man. Who the fuck else got both the BB Unlocked hosts on their podcast? Derek Levasseur and Taylor motherfucking Hell. And if you haven't watched that Derek Levasseur after show, go watch that Derek Levasseur after show, bitch. Okay, one of the best. Okay. One of the best. Who's doing it like Pharaoh? Okay. Who's doing it like Pharaoh?
Thank you. Yes, I will be live with Taylor Hell next week talking about all the shit, probably the surprise they drop on Sunday. That's the gag. Tea. So be there to get to all the tea from Taylor Hell and me. I love her so bad. Y'all don't understand how in love I am with Taylor Hell. She is just so sweet and generous and kind and wonderful, and she goes out of her way all the time. Like, you would never, like, all of the negativity and hatred they were spewing on BB24 was them. That was projecting. Mm-hmm. You project onto a projector board. You project onto a light. You know what you project on? A light. A projector board has a light, and Taylor Hell is a light in this world.
Taylor Hell, girl, when she won the season, she made it possible for small Black podcasts.
Why am I asking her? For real?
You're stupid. You're stupid.
I'm sorry. Keep going.
But Taylor Hell made it possible for small Black and queer podcasters to be able to make it. She reached out to us and she gave us that interview. Our one of our biggest interviews on our channel, still our most viewed video.
Yes.
Because of her, she's helped us get other exit interviews. She's helped us so much. Like, y'all don't understand how giving and just generous this woman is. And she doesn't ask for anything in return. Ever. And we've said it before. A lot of times y'all be like, why is Derek here? Why is this person here? It's because your faves aren't saying yes. But you know who is never too busy for the kingdom? Taylor Hell. Taylor Hell is on ET. Oh, she is on red carpets. She's hosting for other people. She is the unlocked host. She's a bad bitch in general. And she still has time to come to the reality kingdom.
But no, he's so serious because y'all, I be grinding to try to get these people to come on and stuff like that. And a lot of people don't feel like, and this is the thing, no one has to do shit. Period. You don't have to come on a podcast. You don't have to, because a lot of people just don't go on a lot of podcasts in general. So it really is difficult to try to come get these people and all of this stuff. So it's really sweet when people are still in the Big Brother community and they engage with the show and engage with the people who engage with the show. Like, even I finally logged into Chat BBC and I was like, I didn't know know what that was, baby, but I logged into it for the first time, and I genuinely appreciate every single person in there. And I noticed a lot of the people in there are a lot of the people who are willing to come on the podcast and support other people and support the fans and engage with the fans. That's the whole point of this. And I appreciate people who give the flowers back to Big Brother because Big Brother gave them flowers too. You know what I'm saying? And this is the show I love. So why did it suddenly get chilly? The air started working. Great. I know, but the air wasn't working this whole time. Y'all, we over here burning it up for you, baby. So send your questions to Taylor Hell. Use hashtag Kingdom Speaks on Twitter, Blue Sky, Instagram, whatever. Y'all be just sending her a lot of questions. Send her some good ass, juicy questions. Ask her about Amazing Race she's on. Y'all better ask her about, well, I don't know if she can answer, but ask her anyways. Ask her about Unlocked, bitch. Ask her about Big Brother, bitch. Ask her everything. Ask her about me, you, her, child. She revealed her relationship. You know, ask questions, baby, because I want to know some of the tea. I need somebody to ask it, so I don't have to ask it. But anyways, get into that. Of course, we also have Australia versus World on every single Wednesday for the next 2 weeks. So get into that. And Amazing Race is coming up soon.
This real quick. I got some.
Or whatever. On this? Mm-hmm. Child.
And make sure you get your votes in for one of these 10 shows. Amen. One of these 10 shows will be covered in December for our Reality Rewind podcast. Okay, Amen. The link is in the description to cast your vote. Amen. I'm just here to say y'all need to be voting BGC. Ooh. I'm not going to list any of the other shows. If you're listening to the audio, it doesn't matter. Vote BGC. Thank you.
Thank you. Somebody said, wait, when is the after show? Don't piss me off. Every single Wednesday, I've done an after show with Jessica Milagros. Actually, you're going to see my face when I say this. I've done a podcast. My first episode was with Lee. It was a wonderful episode. We got into a lot of the tea about the season. Second episode was with Jessica Milagros. We got into tea about other behind the scenes content from her season and other seasons of Big Brother. She talked about production. She talked about some real shit, and it's only exclusively on my interview with Jessica Milagros. I had a interview with Bailey Pelham, the winner of Big Brother Canada 12. We talked about how Big Brother Canada no longer exists, so you better get into that. I had a conversation with Ethanimal, who is another Big Brother YouTuber, and we talked about some fun shit on that. That was a very fun podcast. Then I talked to Derek Levasseur. I actually asked him a question about his profession and his job. I asked him to explain to me why he decided to go through with that career choice. He had a long, very good, very deep explanation about that because a lot of people wanted to know. We get into the real tea. And then, of course, I talked to Say from Survivor 48. We had a good time comparing Survivor to Big Brother. I'm talking to Taylor Hell next week. Bitch, you don't know who's coming up. Get into the motherfucking after tea. Shout out to Cece.
Make it rain, Cece.
Shout out to Andrea said we waited for BB Camp 5.
Well, look.
Hey, we're waiting for BGC.
Period.
Anyways, y'all, thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you subscribe if you're new here. Like if you're new here. Comment if you're new here. Subscribe if you're new here. Subscribe if you're new here. If you're on Twitter, go to YouTube and subscribe at The Reality Kingdom. Go follow us on Instagram, whatever the fuck social media you use. We on one of them.
We on all of them, baby.
We on all of them. Okay, and thank you for Kingdom Rule with the Kingdom, bitches.
We're out.